Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Niagara Leadership Summit for Women. I am so excited to be here with all of you today. I want to apologize for not making it here on Tuesday. Unfortunately, due to technical issues, I couldn't make it. So I just want to say thank you to the YWCA, Grace and her amazing team for this wonderful opportunity and for bringing us together as a community. So thank you so much for that. And guys, welcome. So my topic today is empowering women through fitness. And today I'm going to be sharing with you my own personal story and how fitness inspired me and helped me become the woman that I am today. I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 top nutrition and fit tips, food portion sizes, the benefits of strength training, and I'm so disappointed. I was so looking forward to doing a live workout with all of you. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So I've gone ahead and I've pre-recorded a workout that you can do in the comfort of your own home, and it will be available for you after this workshop. And I also was hoping that we would have been able to do a live Q&A. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to be providing you my contact information. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you would like to set up a consultation. I will be happy to help you. Guys, please don't be shy. Just reach out. All right. So let me introduce myself. Hi, guys. My name is Mindy O'Brien, and I work with women who have gotten or are going through tough times and just need help getting past their plateaus. I show them how to push past their mental, physical, and spiritual plateaus, feel empowered, and continue creating the best versions of themselves through proper weight training, nutritional guidance, and creating a winning mindset. I'm a female transformation coach, and I've been transforming female bodies and lives for well over 25 years. I'm a retired IFBB Pro fitness and physique champion. I'm the owner of Mindy's Fitness Studio, which is a private studio strictly for women here in St. Catharines. I've been featured on magazine covers. I've done some acting and some pro wrestling. I'm a sponsored athlete with Mutant Nutrition, and my biggest and proudest accomplishment is that I'm a mom. So guys, we all have a story, and I'm going to be sharing my story with you today. So I will probably mess up along the way. I'm going to stumble over my words. I'm just going to be very transparent and just be vulnerable and just be myself. My goal today is to be able to share my story with you, share with you the obstacles, the challenges that I have overcome, and that I've been able to help so many other women along the way implement, whether it be their nutrition or adding weight training or resistance training into their lifestyle. I'm telling you that by implementing some of these things will honestly change your entire life. And I'm saying that because it's true, and I'm living and I'm breathing it and sharing it with so many other women. So I'm hoping there's a takeaway for you, and I hope my story lands. So here we go. So guys, my name is Mindy, and I was born and raised in St. Catharines. Both of my parents worked for Niagara Regional Police Force, and I grew up in a very strict household. I was a competitive gymnast for most of my life, and this honestly was a sport that I loved, lived, and breathed. My life changed forever at the age of 18 when I found out that I was pregnant 8 months into my pregnancy. I said 8 months, yes. And I was no longer with my son's father. And so now I'm a single teen mom. And becoming a parent meant now that I was responsible not only for myself, but for a baby. And I was friggin' scared. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a post-secondary education. I didn't have a social life. I mean, all of my friends didn't really understand what I was going through. I couldn't do gymnastics, the sport that I loved, anymore. And I honestly felt very alone. And this was the scariest and most challenging time in my entire life. So after a few meltdowns, panic attacks, a few pity parties, I had to really give myself a pep talk, pull up my socks, and I needed a game plan, and I needed a game plan fast. I did know that I wanted to be a positive role model for my son. And I also knew that I needed to take care of myself, physically, mentally, emotionally. And I need to be able to provide. I needed to be able to provide a roof over his head. I needed to provide food. I needed to provide all of those things. So I really had to do a lot of soul searching and really, what could I do that I would be able to make money to support my son? What would I be able to do that I would enjoy doing and be good at? And I needed to do something fast. So for me, I did a lot of research, and I was just like, really reassessing my life and who do I want to become, and what would inspire me and be able to show my son that I'm a positive role model for him. So after doing a lot of reading, I read a lot of parenting books, and just going back into my own history, knowing that we all need a structure, we need a routine. And I'm one of those people that need to have a very disciplined, structured lifestyle for me to thrive and be at my best. So I kind of went back to the basics where I implemented, structure into my routine. I would get up every morning. I would go for a speed walk, make my son, put him in a stroller, and away we went. That got him outside. That got me to really mentally start thinking, and my wheels would start spinning. And it went from there. I noticed that, I had many sleepless nights, and I know that, my routine was non-negotiable. I had to stick to it. But I did notice that some mornings I would get up, I would take him for a walk, and I was exhausted, but I would come back feeling empowered, and I was like, man, I feel pretty good. So that was one key thing that I took away from that. But I also knew at a very young age that I wanted to be in the health and fitness industry. I wanted to help other people. I wanted to have a structured lifestyle, and I loved being in the gym atmosphere. So through gymnastics, I ended up having a lot of injuries. So I spent a lot of time with different physiotherapists. I spent a lot of time with personal trainers. My gymnastics coach would hire a personal trainer to help speed up the healing process to get you back into gymnastics. So working with the personal trainers and being in the gym, I love that environment. I like to challenge myself. I like to lift a little bit heavier if I could. I really fell in love with the human anatomy. That really intrigued me. And also with my dad being a police officer, he had access to a couple of the private gyms around here. So at a young age of 10, 11, 12, I'd be playing in the gym with him, lifting a little bit of weight, but I liked it. I was fascinated by that. At a very young age, I think I was around 7, I developed an eating disorder, and I hid it for 3 years. I don't even know what triggered it, but I was anorexic, and I stopped eating. My grades started dropping. I wasn't feeling so good. My energy levels weren't good. And my mom went to my coaches, and between my coach, my gymnastics coach, and my mom, my coach sat me down and was very concerned. And she knew how much gymnastics meant to me. And so she also knew, not just being a gymnast, but she really took into consideration me as a person and my overall health. And she sat me down and she explained the importance of fueling your body with the right food, that in order to be and perform at your optimal best, you need to fuel your body with the best food sources. That made sense to me, and I respected my coach, and it came from a good place, and I wanted to be the best athlete. So all of that made sense to me. And those were lessons that I learned along the way. So from there, I really decided, I'm like, I'm just going to go and get my personal training certification, my nutrition certification, and I'm going to start helping myself. I'm going to start helping other people. And that's what I did. It took a lot of work. I didn't have a lot of money, so I would have to just like really do everything I possibly could on, limited amount of money. I didn't have money to take a bus some days. I would walk 2 hours with my son to work. I would sometimes just eat cans of tuna. I really didn't care what it took. I just knew that I wanted to be the best that I possibly could. And I knew that this was something that was meant for me. And I knew that if I put in the hard work, the outcome would be there. So that's what I started doing. It was scary going into a big gym by myself. I mean, you're walking to a gym. I was probably 18 or 19 at the time, and I looked like I was 12. But walking into a gym with all these meatheads was intimidating. And then walking into a gym with all this equipment that looked like transformer robots was very intimidating. But I knew that was what I wanted to do, and I had to really like take myself out of my comfort zone, make myself go into the gym every day to learn the equipment, to learn how each piece worked, what it did for the body, and then I needed to learn how to structure um, workouts for people that would be safe and efficient. And so that's what I did. I pretty much used myself as a guinea pig, doing a lot of research. And but what I noticed from all of that, just being in that environment and lifting weights and adding different food groups into my nutrition, I started becoming a different person. I was happier. I became a better mom. I was patient. Even though I had to walk 2 hours to and from work, I didn't care. I felt good. It felt good. I always thrive. I guess that I have to work harder to be better, and that was my challenge. I turned that into mom and son time, and that's when we would communicate, or I would do a lot of meditation and just like tune out and just start thinking. I looked at every negative thing that was probably negative as a positive. I tried to be the most positive person that I could during that time. But that's the things that I noticed from weight training, and it was, I just felt stronger. I felt more empowered. I couldn't wait to go back to the next day because I wanted to be able to lift 5 more pounds or do one more rep or, last 5 more minutes on that treadmill. All of those things changed me. It changed my life. And then I started training clients. And I only really wanted to work with women because I felt like I could relate to them more. I was less intimidated by them. And I felt like, when women would come and see me, they felt the same way I did coming into the gym initially. They were intimidated. Some didn't like to work out. Not a lot of people do, but they knew they had to. Some days I would just tell the ladies, the ones that didn't want to come, they would make excuses. They would call in and say, I can't come. And I said, why? And they would have some lame excuse. And then I would tell them, well, you have to come to the door, at least touch the door, and then you can leave. At least in your goals, you did it. You went to the gym. And that's where most of my ladies started. From there, then they would come and meet me in the gym and we would put workouts together. And some women would come in and they had a bad day or they had a bad day at work. They were mad at their children. They were fighting with their partner. But halfway through the workout, I would see a shift in their attitude. They would all of a sudden either be more focused on their performance in the gym, or they would start laughing. And not one person ever left more miserable when they came in. They always left happy. And that was just that all connected with me because it was exactly how I was feeling. So I knew that fitness was my answer to pretty much everything. And then I started looking at it like there's two things in life that I can control. I can control what I put into my body, and I can control how I move. Everything else in my life is going to happen regardless. If I can control those two things, fitness and fueling my body with the right foods, I'm doing all right. And that's where that all kind of meshed together for me. And from there, by putting in a little bit more time into the gym, fueling my body with a little bit better foods, eating more, I just, it was being more consistent and learning. And people started asking me if I was competing and competing in bodybuilding. No, I was not big because women cannot get that muscular that quickly. And I just looked a little more fit probably than the average person. And so I was kind of intrigued by that. I'm like, bodybuilding. I knew what bodybuilding was, and I could see all the meatheads in the gym. And so I ended up, obviously, the internet wasn't as accessible to us at the time. And so every month I would run to the Christopher's, this magazine store, and I would grab like the latest Muscle Mag or Oxygen magazine or whatever the magazine, the fitness and health magazine at the time was. And I started learning about fitness competitions. And these girls looked strong. They looked powerful. They looked super fit. They were sexy. and they were athletes. And I was like, maybe I could do something like that. So after asking a few people and just studying that sport a little bit more, again, I told you I was very goal driven. And I always told my son that if we start something, we start it. And if we start, we finish it. And it doesn't matter if we're good at it or if we don't like doing it. If we commit to something, we're finishing it from start to finish. And that's what we did. So Alex, my son, became part of that process. He would be my coach and my cheerleader, and he would help me pick out outfits. And it became more of a team effort. Anyway, I ended up competing in my first fitness competition, which for fitness, it had two components to this performance, and you had to do a 2-minute fitness routine, which consists of dance, gymnastics, strength, flexibility, endurance. And so that just kind of fell into my background from years of gymnastics. And then there was the physique round, which for me, physique was kind of interesting because I was spending time in the gym and I was fascinated with the human anatomy. That to me, it was like creating a piece of art. So fast forward, I ended up competing. I didn't have enough, like a lot of money. Competing is expensive. So I did everything I possibly could on a budget. I bedazzled my own bathing suit that I probably got at Walmart. And my routine was just stuff that I pulled together from gymnastics. And I did my best. And I fell in love with the sport of fitness. And it was scary. I mean, you're essentially standing on stage with 5 judges picking out all your flaws when you're practically naked in a bathing suit. And you know what? It was just the journey of it. And it really pushed you out of your comfort zone. It made you work harder, smarter. And I didn't win my first competition. I think I came second, third, fourth. I don't even know, but it was something that lit me up and I wanted to do it. So fast forward, I ended up a couple of years later, actually a lot of time in the gym, just putting the time and the effort and competing and still not succeeding. I ended up finally being the Canadian national champion and winning my IFBB pro card. And to me, that was, success. I finally got my hard work finally paid off. It was during that time, though, not only coaching or helping and being, training other women. And that was just for lifestyle because I was competing at that time. I was helping just like moms, just lifestyle clients that just wanted to improve their overall health and fitness. And that was like intriguing to me. And then from competing in fitness really inspired me to also help out and reach other athletes. So I created a team of competitors, and it just created this big sisterhood. And it wasn't just about the athleticism, it was about that, we were like iron sisters. It was like we had that tight community, and it was just learning and understanding what other women were going through. And I learned that we were all the same and that we all had so many different obstacles and challenges, and that we were all able to dig deep and push past your threshold. And just we all had that one thing in common, and it was fitness. And every single person that started became stronger and more empowered, and you could see their confidence level change. And to me, that was so inspiring and motivating and made me want to be a better person and a better mom, a better coach, better trainer, just a better person in general. So not only did I now have this team and I created, sorry guys, told you I wasn't very techie. Gotta move back. Right here, we're here. Sorry, I told you I wasn't techie. Yeah, so just I started creating a business off of that, and for me that was, something that I loved, and it was something for me to be able to give back to the community, to give back to other women, and do it together, not just by myself. That's what fitness to me is. It's about helping other women up and help uplifting and making everyone stronger. For me, fitness has provided me so many things in my life that I'm so grateful for. I've had the opportunity to travel the world and compete at 2 of the most prestigious events in the world at the Olympia. I've competed that, which is our Olympics, 11 times, 10 times at the Arnold Classic. Arnold Schwarzenegger hosts a show every year, and it's strictly by invite, and I was able to do that 10 times. I've had the privilege of being on covers of magazines. I've been able to write articles for magazines, and I built my entire business in fitness because of fitness. Taking that one step changed my entire life. Having my son and making me do something that I had no plan of doing created my entire life. So I've had the opportunity over the years, I've had the opportunity to work and coach thousands of women internationally, online, in person, and encourage them to follow their dreams and learning to lean into fitness to help overcome obstacles. Guys, we're all at different levels, and I'm not saying you have to be a high performance athlete to get these benefits. It's taking that one step forward to making one positive change in your life that will change you forever. And I'm telling you that one step is going to go into something else, and you're going to feel so much stronger. You're going to feel empowered. You feel, I don't know what the word would be. It's a feeling, I suppose. You just feel empowered, and it makes you step out of your comfort zone, makes you stand up for yourself. It truly makes you become a different person. So for me, being a teen mom was truly the hardest and most challenging thing that I ever went through. But the lessons that I learned that I could teach my son and others were so powerful. I learned that I am very resilient and I really can do hard things. I learned that my family and my health come first. And I learned that we all face challenge in our lives. And I've learned to be thankful for each challenge because it helps strengthen and build your character. So guys, those are all the things for me and that I have personally gone through. I mean, there's lots of stories in between that I could share with you. I fractured my back. I had to quit one time during competing, and I thought my whole career was over. I suffered from miscarriages, and I became very depressed, and I went back to fitness, and fitness saved me. It would take me out of that dark hole. I went through a recent separation. Fitness saved me. It just, all of these things, and this isn't just for me. This is some of my clients and other women that I talk to in the industry and worldwide. We all share this, and I'm telling you, just leaning into fitness is going to empower you. So let's move on to the fitness or the nutrition end of it. And I could share so many bad nutrition things that I've gone through that I thought were good. And so these are 5 things that I think that if you take one and just make small changes, I mean, we need to create habits, and that's going to change, form or your lifestyle, because you can't just, if I tell you you have to change all 5 at once, you're going to fail. So if you can just pick one and make those small changes, then that's going to help. So, okay, so here are the nutrition tips. So number 1, you need to commit to a healthy lifestyle change for yourself. So you got to remember, if you're doing it for somebody else, if you're triggered reading something on Instagram and you're feeling less of, or your partner or a friend says something negative towards you, the way you look, and you're changing because of those things, you're setting yourself up for failure. You need to do this for yourself. You need to know your why. For me, everything in life was for myself, but was also for my son. I made those changes, one, because I had to, but because I wanted to, and I truly felt all the benefits. So that was my go-to. When I would sway, I would always go back to what is my why. Number 2 is you need to plan, prepare, and pack your meals. I think that I've learned that along the way, suffering from anorexia. I mean, it never goes away. You always have those images where you feel like, and I'm sure we all feel like this, where we don't feel good enough. We all look in the mirror in the mornings, we're like, ew, I don't like that saggy eye or my saggy boob, or I got a saddlebag, or I got whatever. But I know that the things like I told you, if I plan ahead and I prepare my food, I'm structured to me and I fuel my body with the right foods, I know everything's going to be okay. I don't feel 100% every day. We all feel the same. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what size or shape you are. We all feel the same when we get up in the morning and look at ourselves in the mirror. So the best recommendation I think you can do is plan your food. So I am supplying you with a grocery list full of, healthy foods. Take that to the grocery store with you and be wise of what you're putting in your grocery cart. Every Sunday and Wednesdays, I prepare my food. I cook it on Sunday. So my proteins, my carbs, I put them in containers and they're there. Then if I'm hungry or if I'm in a pinch, it's always available to me. And fresh fruit, cut up veggies, they're always there in my fridge, ready and available. It's those times that, you're driving and you're late and you're stuck in traffic and then you're starving and you're hangry. That's when you make the bad choices and you just got driving through drive-through and spend $25 on a hamburger and fries and then you feel like crap after. My cooler honestly becomes my purse. I bring my cooler everywhere with me, and this is an honest thing that I do, because even after I retired in 2016 from competing, and I thought, well, what am I supposed to do now? Because up until that point, everything was structured. And I kind of went through a phase where I didn't pack my food, and I was completely lost. I felt like crap. I was miserable. So for me, I went back to, again, always going back to what worked. I don't overthink things. My food is now always packed, cooked, prepared, and it's in my cooler, and I bring my food everywhere I go. Because if I'm stuck in traffic, if I am hungry, I have my food with me at any time, and it's a money saver. I'm not spending $25 on crap. So that's the best way to do it, guys. Just having your meals organized and available. One, you're fueling your body with the right foods, you're saving money, and yeah, you just feel good. Number 3 is drink plenty of water. I always ask people, do you guys, that's one of my questions. Well, how much water do you drink? And most people will say, oh, I drink a lot of water. And then you ask them how much, and most people don't even drink like a 500 milliliters of water. Guys, we need water. Water is so important to us. We're made up of 70% of water. So if you're feeling like a little bit, you have headaches or whatever, you probably are in a dehydrated state. So you want to have proper hydration. It's good for weight loss. It increases your energy levels. It's an appetite suppressant. It helps eliminate toxins and waste. And it really does speed up your metabolism. So I try and, if you're only drinking 500 milliliters of water, one of those little bottles, try and up it to 1 liter, play a game with yourself, and then just try and increase your water intake as you go. I try and drink 3 to 4 liters every day. I feel good. Oh, also another thing, you will feel clean from the inside out, and your skin, everybody will start asking you what you're doing. You will. You're going to just start glowing and you're going to feel good. But I know water, an excessive amount of water, one, you have to go to the bathroom a lot. I pretty much know where every bathroom is anywhere I go at any given time. And also tricks that you can add into your water is lemon to flavor it. And also, I'm not really a big promoter or advocate of this, is those little bottles of Mio. I just do a couple squirts if I'm struggling getting my water intake in, and that helps, get more water in. So those are just little tips and tricks you can add along the way. Number 4 is get active. Weight training adds, when I say weight training or resistance training, you're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, guys. So don't be afraid to do that. But the more lean mass you can put on your body, it does contribute to fat loss. And there's other benefits to it as well. Cardiovascular training. So even if you just get up and walk, that's my cardio. I don't do excessive amount of cardio. So I go for a speed walk every morning, 30-45 minutes. One, I put on just a podcast and I'll go for a walk. So I'm exercising, but I'm learning at the same time. And it's my time just for my own personal being. And it's personal development. But yeah, a cardiovascular will help increase blood circulation, boost metabolism, strengthen your heart and lungs, and it will help burn off excess calories. And then number 5 is we need to get a sufficient amount of rest. So 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep is required for full recovery and overall health. And plus, it does help keep your weight off. for me, what I found, and I was so bad at this would be my biggest downfall. I wouldn't turn off my phone and I'd be sleeping beside it, but I'd be on the phone until like looking at Instagram or Facebook for all hours right up until bedtime, and I would be triggered, just by something you read, or and then your brain would start spinning. So what I recommend that you do, and this is working for me, is that I either take my phone out of my room and I don't have it with me at all, and I put on it shuts my phone off at 8:30, so I can't have anybody phone me. I can't get messages until the following morning. And I've been doing that now for probably 6 months, and I've noticed a huge difference in my sleep pattern. So I've been guilty of it. It's easy to fall into that rut. So just if you can make any of those small choices, guys, just pick one and then do it. I'm telling you, you're going to feel better. So this is what one of our biggest downfalls is food portion sizes. That's one of the main reasons why people don't end up losing the weight when they really honestly feel like they're doing everything right. And it's so frustrating. And another thing is that we are in the world of instant gratification, guys. If you haven't been eating well, say for the last, I'm going to say even 2 years since COVID hit, because we've all kind of fallen to a slump, and we've gained the COVID pounds. You cannot try and change one thing and hope that you're going to look like a supermodel tomorrow, because it's not going to happen. We need to be consistent, and really fuel the body with the right food sources. I'm the same way. I want instant gratification, but it's going to take a little bit of discipline. It's going to take some work and structure and consistency. So I'm not going to say you have to go and like weigh all your food, because that's just not normal. But you all do have a hand. And so I'm going to teach you 4 tips for your food portion sizes. So this is going to just help, just eyeball things for you a little bit better. So number 1 is for your protein sources. So when I say protein, I'm talking like fish, eggs, turkey, chicken, beef, all of those things would be the size of your palm. So that would be 3 to 4 ounces. Okay, that's the size of protein that you want to have with each meal. And then your veggie, which is your size of your fist. So when I say vegetable, I'm talking greens. That would be like spinach, anything green and leafy, or any kind of vegetable really, because you can't really overdo your vegetable size. So if you just did a fist, that would be about equal to 1 cup. And then your carb portion, I mean, we're all guilty of this. Most of us eat a lot of carbs. If someone was to put a bowl of spaghetti or pasta in front of me, I would probably eat the whole bowl. So I really have to be mindful of portion control. And so a carb intake, if you cupped your palm like this, so the cup, I know it looks small, but that's all we need. That would be a half a cup of your carb intake. So when I say carbs, I'm saying it would look like whole grains like oatmeal, brown rice, and it would also include beans, lentils, quinoa, pasta, potatoes. All of those things would fall into your carbohydrate intake. And then your fat. Guys, when I say fat, there are healthy fats that we can, include into our diet: avocado, nuts, all of those things. And that would be just the size of your thumb. So thumbs up to fat, because it's good for your body. But you have to be very careful with that, because overdoing it can cause your daily caloric intake to skyrocket. And I'm going to share a story. I had this client, Lucy, and Lucy she lived in Toronto, and she commuted to see me to St. Catharines, every week. And she was getting ready for a bodybuilding show. Now, obviously, you are on a very strict nutrition plan when you are prepping for a bodybuilding show, because you need to have the least amount of body fat to accentuate and enhance your muscularity. So Lucy would come to see me once a week, and I hadn't seen her in a week. And she came to see me, and I was like, Lucy, what are you doing? Because you're like not where you're supposed to be physically. So she couldn't figure it out. And we went through her entire day, like from the morning time she got up to the time she went to bed. And halfway through her day, and in the morning, Lucy had decided to put this like bowl of almonds on her like table before they would leave for the kids. She put a bowl of almonds there. So every time they left the house, there was a bowl of almonds, and they would all take a handful and eat it on the way out. Well, Lucy's now, her fat intake was now like the size of like her carb intake, but she was doing that multiple times a day. So you can only imagine how much fat she was taking in and those extra calories. So we figured that was the problem, and then we eliminated that for a little bit. And within a couple weeks, she had dropped the excess weight, and she was where she was supposed to be, and she ended up winning her bodybuilding show. But it was just adding those little bits here and there that really, like, you know, it was like detrimental to where she could have been. So that's really extreme, but I'm telling you, that's just a good visual. So when you are overindulging in your nuts, you can think of my friend Lucy. So um, here's just an easy to follow meal plan. It's a healthy meal plan that I've just kind of put together. This is something that I kind of follow. Now, I don't believe in eliminating any of the food groups. I mean, you have to find something that works for you and that you're going to be able to do consistently. I don't really believe in fad diets because I feel like they're only temporary, and then you end up rebounding. You have to find something that you can do consistently for the rest of your life. So I find that, you know, just incorporating all of the food groups, just really just being mindful of the food portion sizes is really good. And then you have to find foods that agree with your, you know, your digestion as well. So consistency is key, and the more you can stick to the plan, the better the results. 80% of your nutritional intake will help you achieve your fitness goals. So for instance, this is like just a typical day kind of what I follow. And again, your food portion sizes will change. I had a half a cup of oatmeal with 4 egg whites, and I sometimes have a coffee or a tea. I just make sure that I don't add in like tons of sugar or anything. I'll just usually put a splash of almond milk, unsweetened almond milk in. 4 hours later, I will have 3 to 4 hours later, I'll have either Greek yogurt, or I'll have a protein shake with half a cup of blueberries. And then a couple of hours later, I'll have half a cup of brown rice or white rice or whatever carb I feel like having, with 4-ounce protein source. So the palm of my hand, usually I have chicken, and then I'll have a healthy vegetable. And then my snack in the afternoon will be a sliced apple with a thin layer of almond butter or natural peanut butter. And then my dinner will consist of a 4-ounce extra, like a lean source of protein with a sweet potato, 3 to 4 ounces with a veg. So that's just kind of a basic meal plan that I follow. And here's your grocery list. So this will be available to you. It's all healthy food choices. So we're going to move quickly. I've been yapping my entire time into benefits of strength training. Guys, you're never too old to work out. You're never too old to start weight training. My mom's 74 and she comes to my gym every day or 3 times a week to work out. Benefits of strength training, and here are the 6 reasons why you should strength train. Number 1, it boosts your mental health. So it's a great stress reliever. You end up feeling good. It's an endorphin rush. You feel physically and mentally stronger. Number 2 is it increases your bone density. As we age, we end up losing bone density. So you want to make sure that you work out or resistance train. That'll help, you know, keep your bones strong and healthy. Number 3 is increase your strength. Resistance training, whether you're using your own body weight or soup cans or, you know, bands, or if you go to a gym, any of those things are really good. Obviously you want to stay stronger. I know my mom's goal, and she doesn't want to be like self-reliant, or she doesn't want to be reliant on my sister and I to come over and mow her lawn, or she doesn't want to make us come over and lift a case of water. I mean, we all have different goals and different reasons, but that's her goal. And she's 74 and she's very, you know, she takes all of these things very seriously. Number 4 is it improves your flexibility. By increasing your flexibility, it helps with injury prevention, and it helps with your movement. If you have, like I have arthritis, if I don't move, I don't feel good. So, and I know a lot of people are like that. Movement is key. It helps with insulin sensitivity, so you're not going to have all these highs and lows. It's going to help balance you out. It's going to reduce reduces body fat. As I said before, the more lean mass you can have on your body's going to start working as a furnace. It's going to start burning excess calories, even while you're in a resting state. And then bonus, guys, you feel pretty badass. I'm not kidding. You really do. You feel like Superwoman. So this is the point where we were going to stand up and work out. That workout will be provided for you. It's right here, and all the instructions will be given for you laid out so you guys can follow that on your own terms, your own time, and in the comfort of your own home. And so, guys, every day is an opportunity to change your life, and today is your day. It's time to step out of your comfort zone, start challenging yourself, and showing up to being better than you were yesterday. Let's commit to taking that first step to change your body, mind, and goals. And the truth is, only you can change your life. At the same time, that also means no one can stop you. You have the right and the responsibility to cultivate self-love and care for your overall health. I know that leaning into fitness has given me the tools and the confidence to not only change my own life, but it has allowed me to impact thousands of women around the world and encourage them to follow their own dreams. Guys, that is my presentation. All of my contact information is here. I want to thank you for joining me, for allowing me to share my journey in fitness, my highs and lows. And I'm really hoping that by sharing my story or my challenges in my journey, if you can take one thing away from this, I'm telling you, it will change your life. Guys, if you need any help, if you would like me to answer any questions, or you would like to set up a phone consultation, I'd be happy to help you with that. You can follow me on my Instagram at Mindy O'Brien, or you can reach out to me at www.mindyofitness.com. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to the YWCA, Grace and her amazing team, and thank you guys, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye. Thank you.